Harlan Pyan, are you there?
I am here. I am here.
What are you
What do you
thinking
say,
now?
guys?
We got a sell-off. How's it
Um,
going?
well, I guess for me, I'm going to call it a Ricky Bobby market.
Oh,
If
this
you
is
look at
interesting.
yesterday, yeah. Well, add that to your dictionary.
Is that Ricky Bobby?
Shake,
Is that from the,
shake,
the movie
shake and
with
bake.
Will Ferrell? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. I like that analogy.
Well, it's a shake and bake. I mean, if you look at yesterday, look at the S&P, look at the Nasdaq. They all, look like they broke out into a higher high, and guess what? They just reversed, and that's a classic shake and bake, shake out high. So, that being said, where's support? There's some, on the S&P, there's major support at 1900.
Oh,
So,
Harlan. Harlan, are you trying to
you know,
scare our listeners? That's
no.
40 point. That's
That's-
that's 40 points away from here, Harlan. Have we brainwashed
Well,
you? Have we brainwashed you? Admit it.
no. I'm just looking at it. It's like, come on, we've had a really nice run. Just look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq comp went from 4050 to 4400 in about a month. That's huge, super huge. So, you need to see some digestion of gains. Well, you don't need to, but, it would be healthy if you're going to keep the drive alive. And markets digest gains two ways. They either go sideways through time or they pull back. So, right now, yeah, we're in an overall nice uptrend, but, we're on the high side. So let it pull back, let some names set up, let them come to you. You don't need to chase them. If you start chasing the most extended names, well, there comes a day where you get one bad day and it wipes out 2-3 weeks worth of gains. So, I'm looking through charts and I'm just not seeing anything I like today.
really?
That's going to get me to, for the day. It's been a nice run. Had some nice gains in a lot of stocks. I need to see stocks that are in uptrends that are pulling back off highs to support levels.
What
And you're
about
not seeing any of those right now?
Not really. Nothing that jumps out at me. VIPS, VIPS, looks like it, could come down to the 50-day moving average, and, then I'll take a look at it again. But I'm just not seeing anything that makes me want to get up and, go to town on the long side right here.
well?
So
What about
sometimes you
yesterday?
got to take a break.
What about yesterday? Were you able to peel out of any positions? Did you hit any targets or whatnot? I mean, we did have the S&Ps just gave you one shot. Monday's Globex high was 59.75. It went to 60 and then reverse course. Were you able to get out anything? Because if you have these long positions, either you have to sell them at targets on strength, or you're going to get stopped out. So what was your course of action yesterday?
Well, we did a bunch of pruning, cut back on a lot of positions on Friday into
Oh, okay.
options expiration. I'm the type of guy that likes to sell strengths. I like to sell my peanuts when the circus is in town. Because once the
I
circus
love that.
leaves, well, think about it. Because once the circus leaves town, who are you going to sell your peanuts to? So, just look at some of these energy stocks. Some of these names got hit really,
Yeah,
really hard yesterday.
really hard. It was
So,
profit
but
taking.
well, about time.
I know.
I
I'm
mean,
totally on board with you there. We were talking with this on the show yesterday morning. Chevron, CVX had been up like 12 days in a row. ConocoPhillips had been up like 14 or 15 days in a row. Just that's unsustainable. Eventually, this thing's got
right.
to have a pullback, and there's going to be some profit taking.
Oh,
Harlan,
absolutely. Look at EOG. There's another one. So that was down like $5, and you wiped out about a week's worth of gains in one day. So let them let the froth dissipate, and let them come back down to earth where you don't have to chase them. Why beat your head against the wall trying to think that you're smarter than the market?
no, you never could think that. Real quickly here, Rob Hood always comes up with some good stocks. So if you have your charts available here, Harlan, Grupo Televisa here, Mexican stock. I think that's Mexican television, isn't it? TV.
Symbol TV.
Yeah, boy, that thing's
TV.
boy. Couple spikes over 35, huh? And hasn't been able to hold 34 super major support level. Kind of been range trading. Harlan, what's your take on TV?
Yep. I think you nailed it. You know exactly what you said. And you notice every time it tries to spike at 35, gets turned right back. Someone's selling strength. Someone's selling their peanuts. So, you know, for right now, it's range bound between the 50-day moving average at 33.50 and 35ish. So let it base build. If it's going to go, it's going to go. But it's probably not going to go until we settle down here and digest some of this big move that we've had over the last month.
Right, and then if you want to exit on weakness here, it really didn't get hit that bad. Actually, it ended up in the green yesterday, showing excellent relative strength here. So keep an eye. 34.70 has actually been the high close of the move, so that should be a good mark to look at. Another breakout over 35. How about Mylan Labs here? MYL, boy, once again, just finding some resistance here at the $52 level.
Yep.
What do you think? Think you get over?
I did actually look at this one this morning. To me, right here, right now, one could say it's in the bottom of a cup for you cup and handle fans.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so if it pulls back off its highs right here, you know, 3, 4, 5 days, and then busts through that 52, you know, maybe it does what a lot of these other issues coming up the right side of a cup do, and maybe it makes a run. So I'd keep this one on your radar. I see nothing wrong with it, except, you know, I'd really like to see it kind of pull back off highs like it did the first week or two in June.
Right, and 50 is your super extra major support level, so we'll keep an eye on that. Let's see here. Leo's back in the room today, and Leo is looking at WEC here, Wisconsin Energy. Inside day with good volume. They got involved in a merger. When stocks take a haircut like that off a merger, doesn't it take them a little bit of time to come back? I mean, people that might be disillusioned with the takeover.
Usually.
Yeah, so I don't know.
What is the rule of thumb? Usually the buying company is the one that takes the hit.
Correct.
It's the way it used to be, except in this bull run for the
Yeah,
last year and a half, they buy them all.
I knew you were
Instant synergies. Everybody
like
wins. Everybody wins.
Well, you know, Wisconsin Energy isn't bad. I mean, you know, you got to pay your utility bills, and I don't know what the yield is on Wisconsin Energy.
3.39%. How you like that? I'm quick,
you know, yeah, you are. But, you know, the price you got to pay for that yield is you got to allow for fluctuation. So, you know, I got nothing bad to say about it right here. I think you got to let the dust settle from yesterday's bar. And if we can tighten up here, but it's not a big range stock. You know, it seems 44-ish to 48 is its range, but it's a utility. So I have nothing bad to say about it.
Right.
I've got one for you, Harlan. I want your opinion. This is real short-term scalp here, but I took home Coke short overnight Coca-Cola, KO. Stock has just had a wall of resistance up here just above $42. It closed right up there again. I was like, I've looked for 2-3 days in a row. It's had a sell and balance every day. It does have another 67,000 sell and balance here today. What are your thoughts here on Coke, as long as it stays below 42?
Supports at 40 3/4-ish short term. So, you know, if you're shorting right here and you get some market weakness and it wants to pull back, you know, there's a nice, I think you nailed it when you said, you know, nice little scalp. Now, you made your bed, now you got to sleep in it.
Dennis, what are you leading on? A big seller at 42? Or
42. Oh, yeah, I'm $500,000.
$500,000?
$500,000 at 42, and then everybody's littered in the 90s too. There's all kinds of size up there, but we know we can chew through that stuff. So I was leaning. There was 2 reasons I shorted this overnight. The first one is I knew I had the big seller at the point of 42, so I'm like, even in a worst case scenario, I don't think I can go through that. So I think I lose 15 cents. And the last 3 days, I've saw early morning imbalances, sell imbalances in Coca-Cola. It's been one of the biggest ones. So a lot of times you'll see an institution where they'll slowly sift and sell stock every morning. I think he might have been back again. It does appear to be back because there's another 67,000 shares to sell here this morning, and the stock is trading down. So I'd imagine I probably just took this home for like a 15 or 20 cent scalp, and hopefully I can get it maybe this morning.
Well, you probably will. I mean, if we keep trailing down here today, you know, who's not to say you get even more than that? So I'm not going to falter with that straight. It's a nice looking setup.
Okay, how about this one for you? LOCK, lock here. Kind of coming off. This one I got a little egg on my face. I think I wrote a bullish article on this about $20, and then it went ooh 22, and then as you would say, Dennis, even though you don't say it, kaplooey. Now we're coming back down here. What do you think about this? This chart, I don't know if I don't know if the circus is in town yet on this one.
I don't think so. This is something, we've seen this a lot where you have issues that are breaking bigger picture downtrends, a la its correction off the February highs. It's breaking that downtrend to the upside, and it did so when it spiked over 12. So you have a big downtrend break to the upside. So, it's working higher and working higher. There's going to be a point in time where it's going to stage a pullback off highs, just kind of like it sat there or sit there for a few days, like it did just before it busted through 12. It sat there for about a week, and that's nice. That's a digestion of gains, and that's what you want to see. So if you see that again, this thing could work its way higher. But for now, 11 to 14-ish, that's a great trade. So, let them pull back off their highs, set up another nice trade setup, and then wait for it to bust through to the upside.
Nice
Two
volume.
steps forward, one step back.
Yeah, nice volume yesterday in a down market. Usually trades a mill and a half. Traded 2.4 million yesterday. Closed up near the high too. I think on this one, you gotta figure out the pivot or the midpoint. Doing the quick math here, I'd probably be like the 1340, 1350 area. So I don't think I'd get real concerned until it broke down there because there's no support down to 1304. 1375 coincides with another high that you had at 1385. That was on May 6th, and then things kind of clear up in the $14 handle. Johnny Spangler is still holding on to his Caterpillar. What do you think about this one? Did that take a hit with the market yesterday?
Let's take a look at it. It's going between 106 and 110. So right now it's range bound. It did try to break into a new high the day before yesterday and got turned back. So, there too it could be a real short-term shake and bake. But for right now, I just got to say, the overall trend is up. And over the last 2 weeks or so, it's could be base building here between 106 and 110, and maybe the 50-day moving average at 105.20.
Yeah, that one.
Nothing bad to say.
If you did sell it on strength here, Johnny, I'm still looking at this 106 level. Not much at 107, but to me, uptrend still intact if you stay above that 106 level.
Yeah. BMI Bob AM is asking about this stock is going to open weak here today. There's no imbalance here so far, but I'd imagine it's going to be a sell imbalance. It is offered down big time here in the pre-market. Traded down last night, stock lowering their full year guidance from down to 935 to 965. They were up at 10 to 1050. Stock is offered down $8 here right now. Nobody's sniffing them at 150, 195. VMI, Harlan, what do you think of this chart? Because it looks like it's going to open down. It looks like it's going to open down at 150.
Well, look at the volume yesterday. It was 37,000 shares. I mean, it's one of those that's a thin stock. It trades by appointment. So, of course you're going to, when you have bad news, you're going to get some pretty amplified moves. And, that's because it's a thin stock and it doesn't trade a lot of volume. So I got nothing to say on it.
I think he was looking at Valmont, VMI, Victor.
I know. I first had EMI up there, and I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
I'm sorry.
Got VMI.
Yeah, VMI, Victor.
I say tomato, you say tomato.
It's a problem on a radio show.
Yeah, hey. Where's it in pre-market right now?
It's offered down at 150, 195, and it was trading last night down at 151 on this lowered guidance. So fundamental news, we always say technicals take a back seat when fundamentals are out, and stock looks like it's going to open down maybe $8-9.
Yeah, well, it's right back into that all that slop, that wide loose February through May pattern-wise. So, you're right back into some supply down in there. So, and it seems like it's a real wide and loose sloppy stock to begin with. So, it's a hard call here. I mean, do you buy the dip? Do you buy the bad news? I don't know.
Where's
You're going to find out.
Where's the best bid on that, Dennis?
146.
I'd go.
Somebody's sitting down there on that 144, 145, where it's got a lot of support.
What about one?
Yeah, it does.
What about 148? Look at that. I think that.
Yeah, there's a lot there too.
Yeah, I'd be keeping.
140s.
So you're into a level of supply.
Yeah.
148. I mean, if it gets there, I'd be looking for a bounce or perhaps a cover short.
Pretty much. Yeah, if you're short, congratulations.
Yeah.
So take the money and run. Sell your peanuts.
Okay, S&P futures have climbed back a little bit, Harlan, off the low here, currently trading at 1940. So you got the little dipsy doodle there, 1937.50, getting a bounce, trying to get back in the 1940 handles. So are you gonna try and sell into any rallies today? I know you're not trying to buy any breaks here. Is there any kind of stocks that if maybe get a little bit of a pop up, you might want to either try and lighten up or initiate a short?
Well, after a period of a really nice time, it's kind of like the samurai would say. After enlightenment, you got to tighten up your helmet cords. So, because they're going to be gunning for you the next time. So I'm just going to take it easy in here. I'm going to let the market settle down. I'm not seeing a lot, so that tells me something too. Nothing compared to what I've been seeing over the past couple of weeks. So underneath the surface, I'm just going to let it play itself out for a while. Catch my breath, let the market catch its breath, and, trades will set up for you. No need to feel you need to trade every day. Trade because you choose to trade, not because you feel you're forced to trade. So there's a big difference. Sometimes you got to take a breather.
Oh,
burn yourself out otherwise.
Yep, great advice here from Harlan Pyan from All About Trends, coming to you every Wednesday morning to talk about the markets and catch a little ribbing from Dennis and I, but I think you handled it pretty well. So, Harlan, thanks a lot. Have a good trading day.
Thanks for having me.
Talk to you
See
next
you,
week.
Harlan.
Guys.